The film begins by showing Oliver going on a yacht with his billionaire father for leisure. Suddenly, a powerful storm arises. The yacht sinks, and only his father, Oliver, and the captain remain alive. When his father realizes that the food will not be enough for the three of them, he gives him a notebook containing a list of criminals in Starling City. First, he kills the captain and then sacrifices himself. After a few days, Oliver reaches an island called Lienyu. After suffering on the island for 5 years, one day a fishing boat arrives, giving him the chance to return to Starling City. When Oliver returns, the news welcomes his return. His mother, Moira Queen, takes him to the hospital for a full examination. Doctors are stunned by what they find. 20% of his body covered in scars, second-degree burns across his arms and back, and over 100 broken bones, 12 still not fully healed. Yet Oliver says nothing about what he endured. All she can do is hold him tightly and bring him home to the family estate. Inside, the mansion feels frozen in time. The same grand halls, the same portraits, the same memories. But one thing has changed. Standing at the entrance is Walter, bald, composed, a close friend of Oliver's father and now the CEO of Queen Consolidated, and Moira's new husband. Oliver's expression turns cold. He walks right past Walter without a word, choosing instead to greet the old family butler, a quiet gesture that reminds him of home. Then, suddenly, a light enters his world. His sister, Thea, appears in the hallway. Instantly, Oliver's face softens. During the 5 years he was missing, she was the only one who never stopped believing he was alive. One evening, Oliver's best friend Tommy came to their house, and they all sat together and started having dinner. Tommy briefly told Oliver about the things that had happened during the 5 years he had been gone. Then their maid accidentally bumped into Oliver and fell onto him. She apologized, and Oliver accepted her apology in Russia. Walter, surprised by Oliver's response, and I didn't Oliver had learned Russia in college. Oliver replied that he didn't know that Walter wanted to sleep with his mother. Then he went to his room. Oliver's ex-girlfriend is named Laurel. Laurel's father is a police detective officer, and she herself is a lawyer. Laurel is very angry with Oliver because he secretly took her younger sister Sarah on the yacht to cheat on Laurel, and during the accident Sarah lost her life. Laurel was gathering evidence to put a millionaire named Adam Hunt on trial for displacing more than 100 people from their homes. While her co-workers were watching news about Oliver's return and Sarah's death, Laurel turned off the television. Immediately, Oliver came to her office to apologize, but Laurel angrily replied that she would have been happier if he had died in the accident instead of her sister. The next day, Oliver went around the city with Tommy, showing him the new things that had developed while he was gone. During their outing, they were suddenly kidnapped by masked men. The kidnappers asked Oliver about what his father had told him before he died. When Oliver refused to answer, they tortured him with electric shocks. After confirming that his friend was unconscious, Oliver broke free from his restraints and took down the kidnappers one by one. When he returned home, Laurel's father questioned Oliver to gather information about the kidnapping attempt. He asked who had saved them from the kidnappers, and Oliver replied that it was a man in a green hood with an arrow. Because Adam Hunt, the millionaire Laurel was building a case against, was also on the list of criminals given to Oliver by his father, Oliver decided to go after him. As Oliver was about to leave the house, his mother Moira hired a bodyguard to prevent him from being kidnapped again. At first Oliver refused, but eventually agreed. The bodyguard's name is Diggle, a former Navy soldier. While Diggle was assuring him of his protection, Oliver slipped out of the car and disappeared. He went to an abandoned factory that had once belonged to his father's company and began preparing it as a secret base to hunt criminals. After setting up the place and preparing his arrows, Oliver wore a green suit and went out for his first hunt, targeting Adam Hunt. Oliver eliminated the 2 guards with his arrows. Then he captured Adam Hunt and warned him that if he did not transfer $40 million into the Starling City account by 4 o'clock the following night, he would not like what would happen next. And then Oliver left. The next day, Detective Quentin went to Adam Hunt's office to investigate the incident that had happened to him. Adam Hunt explained that the person who attacked him was a hooded archer dressed in green. He also warned his guards to cooperate and be ready because the attacker said he would return at 4 p.m. That evening, as Oliver was about to leave the house, Diggle sat behind him to make sure he didn't escape. Later, to avoid suspicion and appear normal, Oliver attended a party that had been prepared. The party was held right in front of Hunt's office building. At the party, Oliver saw his sister taking drugs. Without her noticing, he secretly took them and threw them into a trash can. As he turned around, he bumped into Laurel. Laurel apologized for what she had said to him before and told him that if he ever wanted to talk, she was willing to listen. At that exact moment, Oliver realized the deadline he had given Hunt had passed, and the money had not been transferred. So he told Laurel she should stay away from him for her own safety. As Oliver tried to leave the party to hunt Hunt, Diggle stopped him. But after distracting Diggle, Oliver escaped. He infiltrated Hunt's office by firing a rope arrow and climbing in. After taking down all the guards, He was about to kill Hunt, but the head bodyguard intervened and stopped him. Terrified, Hunt ran downstairs and alerted the police who were outside. Oliver killed the head guard, but when he realized the police were arriving, he used his rope arrow again and escaped, returning back to the party. Detective Quentin saw this and rushed to the party, stopping the event and asking if anyone had seen a man in a green hood. Oliver lied and said he hadn't seen anyone, and the party continued. Meanwhile, Hunt discovered that $40 million had been withdrawn from his account, and he panicked. Oliver had taken the money and distributed it to the people who had been displaced from their homes. The victims, grateful, called Laurel and told her they had each received $15,000. Laurel, overjoyed, told her colleague that this city had finally found a protector. Oliver then crossed Adam Hunt's name off the list of criminals in his father's notebook. The scene then shifts to the Queen Mansion, where a mysterious agent reports that no one will ever know they were the ones who kidnapped Oliver. As the camera pulls back, we see the person who gave the order was none other than Oliver's own mother, Moira Queen. She had arranged the kidnapping to find out what Oliver knew. And with that revelation, Arrow, Season 1, Episode 1 ends.